I want to talk about quickly is just the whole stigma on therapy or just mental health in general. Because, I mean, when we were younger, like we're only 26, 23.
Yeah. Yeah.
When we were younger, like we didn't even think about that. We just like it just stuffed it down and just kept going. Maybe because I don't know if you had immigrant parents. I had immigrant parents. They're like, you're sick, go to school.
Exactly. Yeah. Put some Vicks on. Like
put some Vicks on.
You're good. Yeah.
So, like, but what I'm really fascinated now, not just like our generation, but even the younger kids are more aware about mental health and all that stuff. Like, what are your thoughts to the people who try to stigmatize? What are your thoughts around the stigmatization, if that's the word, on mental health and therapy? And what do you think are the projections are, in your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, it's like it has this negative connotation that if you go to therapy, something's wrong with you.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about, like, I'm actually about to work on my thesis.
Ooh.
I know it's gonna be some work, but I've really been thinking about how trauma can move through through the generations of your family. Transgenerationally, and affect like an individual.
Okay.
Even if it was their ancestors who had to endure whatever that was from their original country.
Yeah.
And I mean, speaking as like my mom and my dad were immigrants as well, so I'm really taking a look at that and seeing how and like why like that's been such an issue to be like we're just gonna suppress all of our feelings and like we don't talk about this, right?
Yeah.
And not to say that we're I feel like Filipinos especially like are have so much strength built up because of the fact that we've had to bounce back.
We have a lot of perseverance.
Exactly. Yes. And resilience too, it's just all of this. So I think it is interesting. I think that the concept or like the construct of therapy being like a negative connotation or a negative thing is that it comes from past generations. And also, I mean, society's constantly telling us to just like keep working, especially in America where it's like we don't get like the breaks and vacations that we need, and it's terrible. But I mean, a lot of the time we can't really control that, right? So what do we do to take control of our lives? And I feel like therapy is something that you can do, like amidst all of the chaos and sadness and cruelty in this world. Like, how can you still find ways to have joy and to live your life like and to have this vitality? I
mean, that's tough because like I almost feel like because there's this dream or that's sold that like you're supposed to, if you earn the money and all that stuff, that's where the joy happens. Exactly. But then in that they actually lose a lot of themselves because they're chasing a dream that's maybe not meant for them.
Totally. Not even there. It's the American dream, right?
The American dream.
I've been talking about that so much lately. And
really?
Like, with my mom, like she's so adamant about me like
getting a house, picket fence.
Yeah, and like settling down and like having all of this. And it's like, yeah, I know you want, more grandkids. At this point, it's like I'm focusing on like my own mental health. And something that was interesting to me that one of my professors had told me about, like something that she went through with a client was like them feeling that they were sad and they felt this like depression, but knew for some reason it wasn't theirs. And I was like, whoa, that's interesting. Wow. And so that's what really like got me to be like, wait, where did this come from, right? Like ancestors, like the past generations, like all of these. They felt
that's really some next level self-awareness because they knew
it is.
They knew it was a projection.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Because most of the time people just take it and then they own it like it's theirs.
Right. Yeah. And so, I mean, just even that, like, and to go to therapy and to find some insight about yourself, like, there are so many things you can talk about in therapy, like literally relationships, family, like work, school, all of these things. We all go through grief, like we all go through sadness, we all go through joy, all of these things just as much as whatever. There's a spectrum of emotions that we're feeling. And for me, my personal experience is that therapy has really helped me, even in the days that I don't want to go. Actually are the days that I find the most impactful. And I think that's just like true to, I don't know, I think human nature is to be like, if something's going wrong, you don't want to talk about it. If you're feeling sad, you don't, like, subconsciously, like, your mind like pushes it to the back.
You kind of just isolate and shut down.
Yeah.
But that's where it really matters.